And good evening, my lovely Lost Tales, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite for my whimsical Wednesday stream. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. How are you all doing this evening? It is the night before Halloween, so I hope you're all in an extra spooky mood tonight. I am wearing my beloved Ghostface t-shirt to celebrate the occasion. I'm just going to take tomorrow off to just relax and unwind and have a grand old time, and I hope all of you who celebrate Halloween have something special planned. How's it going, my lovelies? I've been doing pretty good. Had a really busy day at work today, but it's finally my birthday and I got an acceptance letter from an animation course I'm taking next year, so I'm celebrating both milestones with some absolutely wicked and wonderful Stephanie streams. And also thank you so much for the birthday cameo, Steph. That was absolutely fantastic. You are most welcome, Weaver. And chat, can we get some big happy birthdays to Weaver, because they are amazing. Their animations are amazing. And thank you so much for requesting a cameo from me. It really, really does mean a lot. Thank you. Yes, big happy birthdays to Weaver because they're amazing. Oh, but how are you all doing, my lovelies? I am surprisingly a little bit emotional tonight because tonight is the last night, the last stream of Halloween season that we'll be doing, because I'll be switching things over back to kind of business as usual mode for Friday's stream to celebrate kicking off Dragon Age the Veilguard. Also, just Slay the Princess makes me emotional already, and I did do a little bit of looking to try and find some routes that we haven't explored yet. Or ones that might have new pristine, or I've heard might have new pristine cut stuff added to it. So I have a little set of notes beside me for some ideas for routes that we haven't tried taking yet, and we'll see how those goes. But yeah, Slay the Princess just makes me very, very emotional. And also, I think I'm just a little bit worn out from spending most of the day getting things ready for tomorrow, like cleaning my apartment, doing all my laundry, prepping some food and stuff like that. But yes, this game, I just love this game so much. I love all the complex layers of this beautiful love story, and oh, my heart is very full of emotions right now. Oh, but I hope you're all having a wonderful week, my lovelies. What are you guys' plans for Halloween? I either used to go out with friends, maybe for like a nightclub event or something like that, but nowadays, each year, I tend to spend them mostly at home. Because I do a lot of, I also celebrate Samhain and everything like that, so for me it's also quite a big celebration of sorts. So because I'm celebrating Halloween solo, I'm just going to be at home cooking some really good food, watching some really good movies, probably playing Silent Hill. Doing great, prepping for an extra spooky game of Shadowrun this weekend. Oh, that sounds awesome, Swallowholder. Finally getting my new PC tomorrow so I can finally play Baldur's Gate 3 and draw again. That sounds awesome, Desiree. And oh my god, have so much fun with Baldur's Gate 3. Just go with your gut. Like, the only thing I'm going to recommend if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time is don't do the Dark Urge playthrough, or don't do the Dark Urge backstory run with them as your player character until you've completed the game once on like regular mode. It's just that the Dark Urge stuff adds a lot of extra details or extra alternative paths, but kind of the original base game is like the standard one that you go through with your creation character. So yeah, just a little heads up before you jump into that. But honestly, you're going to have such a great time. It's my favorite game. I sadly can't celebrate Halloween because I have work on that day, but I'll make sure to decorate my pumpkin to the best of my abilities. Hell yes, that's awesome. I actually got to carve my pumpkins earlier today while binge watching Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, which I love watching this time of year. So I got two spooky pumpkins to keep my lovely abode safe for tomorrow. Oh, I'm already on my second playthrough. My PC broke halfway through. No! I'm so sorry, Desiree! This Halloween, I'm going to be sleeping off the party from the concert last night to many libations. In that case, have fun sleeping off your hangover. Hell yeah, treat yourself, Steph. I'll probably start the new Shadow campaign in Sonic X Shadow and watch some of the Underworld movies. That sounds awesome. Hell yes. Oh my god, that all sounds amazing. I'm also tomorrow when when Veilguard comes out, I'm going to be just skimming through just the character creation just to get an idea of what I want my character to look like for when we jump into the game on Friday, because like I will say, as a streamer, your attitude towards certain games shifts, and I don't know whether it's just my perception of time and all of a sudden the next game is like upon us. It's literally coming out tomorrow after waiting for this game for 10 years. But at the same time, it's kind of like a bittersweet thing. This feels like a conversation I should be having tomorrow when we're playing, not tomorrow, Friday when we're playing Veilguard. But I remember playing Dragon Age Inquisition for the very first time when I was back in Australia in my room at my mum's house and just spending hours upon hours upon hours crying over Solus. Oh, but I'm so excited for that to come out tomorrow and to finally to sink my teeth into it on Friday. I know some people have had mixed feelings about what they've heard about the game so far, but honestly, I just want to go in as blind as possible. The only things I've seen are like the teaser trailers, but other than the main one that featured a little bit of the early gameplay, I haven't seen any of the other videos they've been posting because I don't want to get spoiled for anything, as little as possible. But yeah, I can't believe it's almost the end of October again, and I was thinking, like, what was I playing last year about this time of year? And I think I was playing Faith the Unholy Trinity, and we binge played through that. And I think we also played Shadows of Rose, the Resident Evil Village DLC as well, which we all had an amazing time with that. Where did the month go? I know! I'm gonna be so sad to switch things up back to regular mode because it's spooky month. And spooky month is the best month. Oh, but honestly, I've just had such a great time playing all these amazing games back to back. Like, what did we play at the start of the month? We kicked things off with Silent Hill 2, then it was Amanda the Adventurer and Saint Maker, and getting to play Slay the Princess the Pristine Cut, and we're starting Dragon Age on Friday. Like, oh my god, it's incredible. Every day is spooky month if you're brave enough. Oh, absolutely. I celebrate spookiness all year round. My apartment is very spooky 24/7. Big spooky vibes here. Just for chat's knowledge, Guinness and Bailey's does not mix. Oh, okay, Lord Azul, be honest. When you mixed it, did it curdle a little bit because of the milkiness in the Baileys? Be honest. Be honest, did it curdle, but you still drank it? You played a lot this month. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit burnt out in some ways, but I am like more buzzed with excitement to play Dragon Age Veilguard on Friday and get to see what's gonna fucking happen in this game, because I'm so excited to return to Theatis. I'm so excited to return to Theatis, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm telling myself, yeah, I'm gonna like walk up to Solus and I'm gonna smash his face in, that heartbreaking prick. I know the moment he looks at us, I'm going to fucking snap. My brain is gonna break and I will be very emotional. I swear to God, if he calls us Marvanan, I will be inconsolable. God damn it. Oh my god, it did. It did curdle. No. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm proud of you for drinking it. Drink responsibly, kids. For Svalov Holder, while I'm looking forward to the new Dragon Age game, I probably won't be playing it for a couple of weeks as I'm currently enjoying a leisurely playthrough of the 40k Rogue Trader CRPG. Hell yes, that's awesome. I still need to play the new Warhammer game that came out a couple of weeks ago, a month or two ago, because that honestly looks fantastic, but it's been on my wish list, I just haven't got around to playing it yet. And there was a horror indie showcase that came out recently, kind of co-hosted and sponsored by DreadXP, and I was watching some of these amazing titles that are coming out either within the next few months or over the course of next year, And there's some really interesting horror titles coming out. Like, Clockwork Rewind has already been released, so I'm very much planning on playing that at some point. Don't you worry about that, because that looks so good. Space Marine 2? Yes, Space Marine 2. That's the one I've been thinking of checking out at some point. But I'll probably play that just for maybe my own enjoyment, just to see if I like it. And then I might consider streaming it, depending on how much I enjoy it. I'm doing good, GP. How's it going? Alrighty, so I have my little handy dandy notes on what routes we maybe haven't tried yet. I'm not going to say what they are. I'm just kind of use them as like a guiding path, and we'll see where it takes us. So, shall we jump over to Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut? Another reason I'm probably so emotional tonight about this game is that it was a treat to get to return to this game to explore the Pristine Cut, and we already got to tap into some amazing stuff that we've uncovered. But the idea of this kind of being our last run of it and then kind of saying goodbye to this game it's kind of a bittersweet feeling, because I love this game so much. Hey Scarlett, how's it going? Welcome back, sweetie. I love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're doing our last stream of Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut, and I'm getting a little bit emotional about that idea. Yeah, I didn't think you would like Space Marine 2, but there might be some tribute sections of the latter half of the game you might like. Yeah, I might check it out, because I'm still interested in like Warhammer lore and everything like that, and the world and stuff like that, but I'm not sure if I'll maybe stream it. Alrighty, so shall we just jump into Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut? The last time we're jumping into Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut. Absolutely I feel you, Steph. Well, thank you, Weaver, I appreciate that. I'm doing okay, just finishing up some Castlevania Simon's Destiny video. Very nice. Kind of sad that we didn't get to see more of the Goody Two Shoes streams, but Slay the Princess has been just as good. Yeah, honestly, like, because when I streamed Little Goody Two Shoes earlier this year, I entertained the thought of, okay, let's maybe jump back into it in October for spooky season, if nothing else pops up, and then we can maybe take another crack at that, and I've got a stronger idea of what things we need to do in order to get certain endings. But honestly, I'm happy with leaving you guys to explore that game yourselves. Like, honestly, it's another amazing indie horror game by an incredibly passionate and talented studio. So, if anything, I encourage you guys to go check out Little Goody Two Shoes as well if you want something spooky to enjoy maybe tomorrow for Halloween. It is genuinely so good. I'm replaying it at the moment to get the last couple of achievements that have been avoiding me. It's just so good, and it's on sale, across all of its platforms at the moment. So please go check out Little Goody Two Shoes as well as of course Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut, because it just came out a couple of days ago, and it is incredible. This is one of my all-time favorite games now. It's just so goddamn good. But I keep singing this game's praises. Shall we jump into Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut? We have 4 more vessels to find, so we better get cracking.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, are there any other options I haven't tried yet? Okay, let's head towards the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Weaver of Passion, thank you so much for the 13-month resub. Thank you so much. You're absolutely incredible. I really appreciate it. You've resubbed at a tier 3. Thank you so much, Weaver. Especially because it's your birthday. Thank you so much for your incredible generosity. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you so much.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Now I can play with all the emotes. Hell yes! Oh, Sam, thank you. I try my best.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, let's save. Because now I'm trying to go down some rather specific paths. So there might be on occasion where I need to jump back, reload, and give another try to try and navigate towards the path that I want to go. Okay. Yes, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Because you are the best around, no one's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best. We're the best. I have the best community in the goddamn internet. Thank you so much, my lovelies. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, continue
Good.
downstairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I know I've constantly supported you a lot this year, but I did want to do something special today and share my birthday celebration as much as I can. And what better way to do it than by subbing at tier 3? Weaver, genuinely, thank you so, so much. You are so incredibly generous. You give subs, you make beautiful animations to show your love and appreciation. And thank you so, so much. I do genuinely appreciate it. Thank you. And yes, big happy birthday vibes to Weaver. I genuinely hope you have an incredible day. You deserve it, damn it.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay. Let's just save. Save here. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Okay. So with this particular path, I want to try and save her after picking up the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine.
So judgy.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Quite possibly.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
That laugh. I think I'm in love.
Okay.
Stop it.
The narrator is so done with us. I love him.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here, or how I got here.
Oh, is the game volume a little quiet? Let me just see if I can adjust that. Sorry about that, my lovelies. Okay, it's up all the way. Okay, Sam, is it just you, or is it same levels for everyone? Because I haven't messed with the settings or anything like that. Okay, let's go for a little bit further.
I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
Okay, Sam, it might just be on your end then. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Okay, so it's just for you, Sam. Okay, good. I just wanted to check just in case it was something on my end, but generally, if I haven't messed with the settings between streams, then maybe you just have to refresh it or adjust your settings. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Interesting, because when you approach her without the knife, she says that she's also fine with being called the princess. Whereas if you bring the knife, she's a little bit more standoffish, which is understandable, because you had a weapon, and a little bit more arrogant, which is interesting.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I'm gonna remain silent.
I see. The silent treatment. You know, if you don't share with me, well, I'm not going to share with you.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm going to set you free. Or at least try to. I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
Love you too, narrator. Fuck you.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Beside me cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Okay.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Asshole.
Is someone else here?
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Okay.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Or you can be quiet and let me make the choices here. Okay. Save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
She has just the biggest of eyes.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Okay, now this is where things take a little bit different.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Those Anya Taylor-Joy eyes. I mean, absolutely. She has, like, just the biggest, the prettiest of eyes, and I could absolutely see if they were going to make a live-action adaptation of this, Anya Taylor-Joy would be the princess.
Watch me.
Okay. So. Interesting, I can't click slay the princess, but I can warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Try to resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Okay, I think I did this wrong.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Okay. Yes. So I did a little bit of a hiccup.
You're on a path in the woods.
Let me just try reloading it because this didn't quite go the way I was initially expecting it to go. So we still got this save, but let me try it from here. Yes, want to load it from here. I think we're supposed to slay her. Okay.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches as you strike and your weapon sinks into her shoulder.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's unarmed and there's nothing she can do to hurt you.
She can punch the shit out of us. We learned that last time.
I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you. The two of you struggle on the ground. You lash out with the blade, slicing wherever you can. Her fists connect with your body again and again, each blow stronger than the last, shattering bone and rupturing tissue with reckless abandon. Forget trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Slay the princess.
You roll out of her grasp and shakily push yourself back to your feet. Though every inch of you is in pain, the princess probably has it worse. Blood pours out from countless gashes, staining her once pristine dress. She pauses for a moment, catching her breath, staring at you with wild eyes. We can still turn this around.
Just gonna try saving it at this point.
You steel your resolve and take another step towards the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What was that about not making it out of here alive?
I'm trying to like think like,
This is what I wanted to happen. I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there?
They hurt.
If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
Yeah, I think this is leading towards the adversary.
This was fun. You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have the time to worry over her words.
I think this is leading towards the adversary path.
Everything goes
It's
dark, and you die.
Yep, leading towards the adversary. Because there's one especially haunting
You're on a
path that I
in the
really want to
woods.
try and find. I want to try loading from this point, but not talk to her. Just try and save her. Because the thing that I looked at that we need to try and do is we save her, but then when we're possessed, we kill her. But when I tried to do that previously, all of the Slay the Princess options were blacked out, and I wasn't able to. So I'm wondering if because we talked to her before, we had more willpower, and we were able to then pick the option to warn her and couldn't hold it. Okay, so load. But otherwise, if I'm still like can't quite navigate it, I'm just gonna try and jump through this conversation a little bit quicker
Blade tumble
Thank you.
because we just had it.
against your better judgment. You step forward to speak with the princess faced. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay. I want to just try jumping straight into it of just like, okay, we've talked enough. I want to try and save you.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I want to try and rescue you.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to they're large and heavy.
Okay, I'm going to jump
I'm
through this a little
guessing you
bit.
don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended.
Okay. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big...
She speaks with all. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Yep.
You attempt to make your way out of. Is someone
Asshole
else here?
locked us in. Return to along the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Okay.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and...
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm still going to try, damn it. Okay, then we try to save.
Against your better judgment, you cut into her flesh.
Look at her, she's
The
so
blade is
cute.
sharp, and you make quick work of it. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Approach the locked door.
No, We won't have any of that. The stakes are too... As the princess approaches the
Okay.
bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Okay, interesting. I still can't pick the option to slay the princess. It only comes with me trying to warn her. Try and resist.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hand.
Okay, in that case, let's just see where this goes then.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Is this still the same path as the Ascended Goddess one we got at the end of last stream? Yes, it is. So we need 4
Her face
vessels
remains
tonight.
Unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I think I know where I messed up. I thought I had to, like, resist and then slay her during this first encounter, but I think I have to slay her on this second encounter. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Because, yeah, once we get there, because we've encountered the prisoner when we first streamed it, but we ended up shackled next to her. We didn't end up trying to save her or kill her. So this time we're going to try and kill her while she's a prisoner. So that's going to be interesting. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Oh, we have our first Pick My Voice of the evening from Weaver of Passion. Since we are playing a game that has a lot of dismemberment and knives, I think this might be a good time to bring back everyone's fave cannibal, the London Butcher. Well, well, well. It has certainly been quite some time since I have been extended such a delightful invitation. I have to say, my cookbook has been a little untouched as of late. I'm looking for some more inspiration.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Exactly. Cannibalism symbolism is just exquisite, is it not?
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
Yes.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Oh, you
Just
charmer.
ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
I will do what I will. I have to say the detective was delicious after all.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I will endeavour to do my best, and I do so very much enjoy Blade. But I will approach the mirror. Just make sure I'm
You walk
well
up to the
presented
wall
for the
next to
situation.
basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Have you had to eat any more detectives recently? Oh, thankfully, apparently I've become a cold case, as they call it. I've been put on ice, so to speak. So at the moment, they're off my trail.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
You could say they gave you the cold shoulder. Oh, the coldest of shoulders. Which is disappointing in a way. I was enjoying the game. Right, let us take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
I wonder what
The door
monarch
to the
meat
basement
tastes like.
creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Very gamey meat.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first?
Maybe it requires slow cooking in that case.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Alright. Now, I'm curious. Now, we're definitely going to slay her in this instance. I believe last time we got a little bit tangled up, but this time we're going to be slaying her. We shall slay the princess.
Without a moment of hesitation, you charge the princess, your blade primed to deliver a lethal strike.
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
Interesting. She's got some spirit in her.
In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us. Just listen to her, do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Strangulation is such an ugly way to go, but we'll try and slay her.
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right.
Interesting.
This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably.
we did get a fun little achievement for slaying a helpless prisoner, but to be fair, she did try and kill us.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone. And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
Oh, I'm certain things can only get better. Thank you for the hydrate check, Wolfang. Much appreciated. But for that, sadly, I must bid you farewell. Thank you so much, Weaver, for requesting my attendance. It was an absolute delight to see you all again. But thank you so much, Weaver, for requesting my lovely cannibal character. I haven't read over her script or seen her video in years now, so I should brush up on some of my lesser known characters or like my single one-shot characters just to kind of remember what was the voice I did for them again. Oh, but thank you so much, Weaver.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty.
Okay, so yes, that was all very new. We haven't experienced that yet with slaying the princess as the prisoner and then getting to this stage. So
Door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept my reward. It's nothing!
Ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Best for you, maybe, but what about us?
Like hell it is.
I like Skeptic in this. I like that they're just like, oh, fuck this. Okay, let's save. That's bullshit. Let us out of here.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
What do you suggest then?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
We have an eternity of bullshit ahead of us. Okay, yes, so we slay ourselves and then we come back for the last incarnation.
You bastard. Are
yes.
you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yes, that's what makes me special.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I do like Skeptic. I like Skeptic a lot. Okay.
You're on a path.
Yes, this was the path I wanted to get
that
to.
wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place. There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Hi, Cold. Nice to see you again.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay?
No, he is not.
I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time?
No.
I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
Wolfgang, wait, you choose the narrator/voices, how this game works. So, with each route that you take, certain dialogue options that you choose will then unlock different voices being added to the voices in your head that are having a conversation with you.
You already slew her, and you survived? Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves.
Hey, do we get a prize?
Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We were bored. There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
I'm a spiteful prick. Get used to it.
How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die.
We did a Neil Breen. I can hear the voice in my head. I'm not going to say it because I don't want it clipped. That scene in particular. But just imagine me, melodramatic as fuck, holding my friend's dead body next to a sports car.
And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
God damn it. It's raining. It wasn't raining last time. Or the time before that. The whole path is different.
Yes, things are different, aren't they?
And we're suspicious about it.
If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be. And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse. Oh, come on, tell us your secrets.
Please?
Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know?
We do, damn it.
No. Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
What happens if we don't go to the cabin?
She'll find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The only way this resolves is if you find her and slay her before that happens.
Sam, thank you.
We already know he wants us to slay her. Anything he says is tainted by his motivations. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
I do love Jonathan Sims' performance across like all of these voices, but there's something about the voice of the cold that is genuinely just a little unsettling and like just sly and dismissive at the same time. That's really interesting. Whatever happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? What we do is entirely up to us. And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right? You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure?
He's really good. I hope he gets a lot of work out of this. I really hope he gets to do more voiceover work. I need to see if he's been in other stuff, because I think he also did the audiobook for his novel that he did, or it's a collection of short stories. But honestly, he's probably got his hands full with like Rusty Quill stuff and the Magnus Protocol.
We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
I'm so excited for season 2.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world. Why? Because we should. I don't know. It's important. Is it?
Is it?
Yes. I think. For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are.
Maybe we are.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
And we shall walk towards it.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
So, for those of you who were with us last week, last stream, this may seem a little bit familiar. But things are not quite the way that we have previously encountered an aspect like this, because the circumstances before we slew her, this time she was a prisoner. Previously she was the damsel, I think, and then we slew her. This time she was the prisoner and then we slew her. So it's slightly different.
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
It's a mirror.
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again.
It is.
Yes, the mirror that he can't see. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying?
Maybe.
There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade.
What?
That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Because she has it.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Yeah, funny how that worked out.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
We will do our best. Let's approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door.
Do my best.
It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way.
Move.
Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
God, Cold is just so unsettling. I love them. I like how Skeptic sounds like a pirate. He does, doesn't he? He has that kind of swashbuckling element to his voice.
No way left to go but down. The door to the basement grows open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I think we have a lot to talk about.
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us?
She should be.
I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
We'll do our best, though.
She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset.
Oh, ghosts can get pretty pissed off.
You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
We proceed down the stairs.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
This was the visual that I was kind of familiar with, because there's just something about coming into this dungeon and just seeing her body just floating there in the water is just so unsettling. Like, I've always had, like, because I've got a fairly strong stomach when it comes to a lot of horror stuff, but the one thing that always especially creeps me out is dead bodies that have had time to rot in pools of water, and so they've become bloated and soft and squishy. Like, it just makes me rage. It's so unfound, like, just disgusting, and I just feel so terrible for the princess in this situation.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom.
And she's just floating there.
See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Narrator, was that you?
You turn to see the
Hi.
shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs.
We should talk.
So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
Yeah, we told you that.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Because yeah, with because this is the grey, a different version of the grey. When we get to her end with the shifting mound, we'll talk a little bit more about it. But this is kind of like the mirror, like the reverse of the burning grey. I only killed you after you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do this again.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence. Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Mm.
It is, and it's rising fast. Well, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel. Bad, I bet.
Yeah, pretty fucking bad. Drowning's one of the worst ways to go, in my opinion.
I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Is this about last time? I'm sorry, now can you let me out?
Pathetic.
Shut up.
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die? Yeah, let's think. Where is it coming from? It's coming from some unseen place. Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth. Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it.
I don't think we have time to get
Some things
out.
aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are. Yes, most people are doomed. But in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
Okay, try and rush for the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open.
Oh god.
The water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement.
Ow.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness.
Oh god, that's
Disorientated,
creepy.
Only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold. I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out.
Start swimming, boys!
It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Oh fuck. Are you kidding me?
You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths.
God, that is so creepy, but so cool.
As you sink below the surface, you see it.
Oh
Or
god!
rather, you see her.
Oh,
Body
I
you
hate
found
this!
Floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Oh god!
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please.
Oh god, no, 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 no,
The
no.
past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix. And there's not
No,
a
no,
lot we
no,
can do
no,
about the
no.
present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Oh.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
Okay, at least we get taken away before we completely drown. But your lungs don't fill, nor will they ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
It's going to be okay.
You don't need to comfort them.
I like comforting them though. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Thank you.
Feels too good to be true.
It's okay, Skeptic. You're going to be okay.
Makes you happy.
Oh god. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Oh.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay, let's save. Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is guarded sorrow. She saw herself as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Okay. Okay, let's go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Okay, we brought the drowned grey to her. Okay, so how about something a little bit more light-hearted for this run?
Woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So I'm thinking for this time, we're going to go in no blade, we're going to try and get the damsel, and this time properly rescue the damsel and not have her deconstruct, so to speak.
You're here
and see what
to
happens.
slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Something a little bit more positive. Killing a princess seems... Oh no, wait. We've pretty much asked all of these questions, so let us just head towards the cabin. We're off to save her!
Way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
I will save her, damn it!
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Hush you. Yes, we're probably going to get smitten again.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Too bad we're not going to take it.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
We're here to save you!
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to do a pacifist run for this
Don't
run.
let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you!
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
We're here to save you!
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
No, I want to rescue her! I've been watching your Blu-ray series while I was going through Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I have one question. Does Stefania have a secret Alucard Dakimakura? Also, hi Steph, how's it going, Berserk Boy? I hope you're all enjoying spooky season. Stefania Dakimakuras aren't really a thing where she's from. But she does have a lot of very soft cushions on her bed that she likes to snuggle with. When she's not lying in her coffin. Okay. I am here to rescue you, my dear.
Only making this more difficult.
Save. Okay, we have another Pick My Voice, this time from King Deadlock. It's been a while since we last heard from him, and it feels like a good time to invite him, seeing it's spooky season. It's Laszlo Cravensworth time. Oh, my dear, most prestigious monarch Deadlock, I would be most happy to oblige. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome, my dear.
Huge mistake.
Oh, shut up, you.
No,
You're doing the right thing.
Why, thank you.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
And even if she is evil, it only makes her hotter.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Sadly not, but I have the power of love on my side.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Or that.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
We will tear this cabin apart until we are both free. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
'Cause she's made of stronger stuff than you're capable of, narrator.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
I just turn into a bat and I can escape from anything.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Damn it, my one weakness! And I cannot transform into mist like my kin can. Curses! Turn to bottom of the stairs. I'm sorry, my
You
love.
make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
A blade is a feeble weapon when compared to the power of my fangs and a devoted heart.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Oh, this is perfect. I am perfection itself, my dear.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
You'll be fine. You have me to help you, my dear.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Exactly.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Careful with spilling that blood. You might accidentally whet my appetite, and neither of us know want where that
As
goes.
she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I was about to assist with using my own fangs to help her rip through her arm, but this also helps.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
See, look at her. She's adorable, covered in blood. She would make for a fine
Into her
vampire.
flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Also, hello, chilled monkey. I trust you're doing well this evening.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
She may possibly be inhuman, but she is adorable, an absolute angel in disguise.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Hush you.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No, I will not let you.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Interesting. Now we can slay the princess. I will warn her, please.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
It's not going to happen.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
It's a very strange form of assistance.
The blade. Move
the blade.
Never!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
We're letting the heart does what it does.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
And it does what it does by letting us stab us in the
Plunges it
heart.
into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
So if you're matching Laszlo's energy most perfectly, why, most esteemed thanks to you. I channel this wonderful energy with the power of 1,000 moons.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
It's fine, it is a form of foreplay in my culture.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done.
This reminds me of my honeymoon with Naja.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
It is us against the world, my love.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
See, she's doing her best.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
It is alright, my dear. I would try and wipe the tears from your cheeks, but I fear I would just smear more blood across your beautiful face.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
It's alright.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
I will see you in the next life. And with that, we come to the end of that Pick My Voice. Thank you so much, Deadlock, for requesting Laszlo Cravensworth. It is a wonderful selection. I love doing this every time.
Is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I gotta channel some Laszlo, at least once during spooky season. It is now law.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Oh, you're most welcome, King Deadlock. It's a wonderful request.
If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
Smitten, my favorite, the best boy!
Excuse me? Forget he said anything.
No! We love Smitten in this chat.
But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
His best boy!
Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him.
Bubble Bath Pie in the Face. Thank you so much for the follow. Amazing username. It's just incredible. Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having a great time with us this evening. Feel free to take a seat, chillax. If you prefer to lurk, that's all good as well. We are playing Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut, and having a wonderful time.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Then express it, Smitten.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
So says you.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Too bad we're not going to take it.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Pacifist run,
The
baby.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Princess?
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
Chat, if you're comfortable mentioning it, when has a wonderful voice of the smitten entered your brains and just clouded your sense of judgment with nothing but rose-colored glasses?
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Honestly, too much. Like, I've had times where I've just, like, had the rose-colored glasses and, like, the voice of the smitten being like, yes, it is true love. Yes, make these important decisions, like, wanting to hope for the best because they absolutely feel the same. Like, yes, absolutely take that trip abroad to meet someone that you've been, like, flirting with, only for them to dump you the very next day you get back. But I am wonderful and I have a very good therapist now who tells me there's nothing wrong with indulging with the smittenness inside of you, so long as you take it in a nice, healthy approach.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Every time I tune into stream, no, Sam, no! Was a girl at a restaurant, most beautiful accent, even my friend nudged me to comment. Oh, that's so cute, absolute mockery, hell yes.
You walk down the stairs and lock
She's
eyes with
adorable.
the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Absolutely.
You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
She can. I'm certain of it.
It's plenty loud, all right.
We love him so much.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Flattery can get you many places.
Waiting for you to come back? You've been here before, haven't you?
Apparently so.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Okay, but now I want to see the player character's monster form with the voice of the smitten speaking. It's just the same, like, default bird face, but it just has, like, the 3 little pink, like, lines across the cheeks, like, the kind of blushing face, like, and that's the only difference. It's, like, normal default face. God damn it.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Hush you. Okay, let's save. Rescue the princess.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity?
She's
Even if you
adorable.
wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be,
You'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that.
That Uwu gave me whiplash. Oh, I am capable of many a terrible voice. And I can do some high-pitched voices. It kind of sucks the oxygen out of my head, so I can only do like the really high-pitched, like mascot-y voices for a certain period of time before I need to like...
Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
Absolutely.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
Watch me.
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
Berserk Boy, I remember seeing one of the prettiest women I've ever seen in person was working in a landfill. That was the most poetic thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like, she had a pastel pink beret straight from a 2000s movie. It was genuinely surreal. That is so cute, Berserk Boy. Hell yes. Okay, I need to know how often you use your voice acting skills for evil. Only in voice chats with Scarlet. Just to drive her insane and make her regret ever being my friend.
I'm not sure I follow.
Although, I do also use my voice for evil whenever I sometimes use pet names in my chat. Just
Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her binding.
I love Smitten so much!
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Now hang on a second.
You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
How often are you using pet names on VC? Oh, not on like voice calls with friends and stuff like that. Just with you guys. Because I know if I say certain pet names, you guys lose your shit. And it's funny. At least it's funny to me. And it's adorable.
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand through her wings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Taking a screenshot of this because it's adorable. Oh god, so I remember this woman who was just one of the most gorgeous people I've ever seen in college, and she loved playing with my hair and said everything, and said I reminded her of a god, but this was a world literature class, so I thought she was just being friendly. Oh, Sam, that's so adorable.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
Exactly.
What do we do now?
We get out of here. Save. We leave, and then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next.
That sounds perfect.
The princess
Oh
takes
my
your
god.
hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
He's so salty. I love this.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Oh, he's so grumpy.
you and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
God damn it, I love this.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Oh, fuck you, spoil sport.
That's a familiar move.
But what shall we do? Whatever shall we do?
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you will ever know.
They do.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Oh my god, could we just open the fucking door? Let me see. Okay. I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together.
I remember this one girl I saw when I was in school. She was one of the tallest girls in the school, and I remember instantly crushing on her. I always thought I wouldn't be able to see her, let alone speak to her, but luckily I got to hang out with her a couple of times when I joined the student council. It was a bit short-lived because at the end she was going to university and I was going to college, and nothing really major came out of it aside from the odd conversation here and there. That's adorable, Weaver. Hell yes.
And?
Narrator, do we open the door? Narrator, do we open the door?
The lock clicks.
Yay!
And the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he hates us.
I told you our love was insurmountable.
Screenshot again. I love this.
You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
Okay, we could take the blade and slay the princess. That would be the meanest fucking thing to do right now. You're not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Okay, this is interesting. All we need to be happy is each other. What if we just stayed here and build a life together? Or stop it with these interruptions. I already made up my mind. We're leaving. Okay, I want to see if we leave. I'm sure, like, the grabby hands are going to grab her and we're going to disappear again. Let's listen to Smitten and leave. Stop it with these interruptions. I already made up my mind. We're leaving.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
Yep, the grabby hands are gonna come. But we did get the achievement, Romantic Hero. Love will set you free.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
I'm sorry, damsel.
Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Oh, now I'm sad.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Oh. Bye, princess. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
She will. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Oh, damsel.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
Mm.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate check, Jen. Okay, let's do another save. And then I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. We brought the damsel to her. Yay! Oh, thanks for the stretch check, Weaver.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. So.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
With this vessel, I'm going to try and get to the Razor Princess, but then see if we can take that last path in maybe a slightly different direction. Because I love the Razor Princess.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
And for the last vessel, I have something very special in mind. It's one that we haven't done before, and one that I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, that I wanted to save for, like, the last vessel.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Okay, we have to charge straight in to kill her, to slay her, and then we check the body afterwards, and then she gets us.
Who's there?
We are.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes.
You step forward.
Yes, I am.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
No.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Sadly so.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Maybe.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
This is fine.
It's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
No, it is not. Save. I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
I really don't think you should do that.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
Tell us.
I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Liar. I will check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one.
Sorry, there's just something about the way her face is drawn, which is deeply unsettling because, like, it's a dead body, but also she's just so pretty, and I really want to cosplay her.
We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question?
Wait, what was that?
She ain't dead.
You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Hi.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
You have a beautiful smile.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
Which vessel would you cosplay, or just default princess? I think just default princess, like the princess that you see when you first meet her, and that's on all the like promotional art and everything like that. But who knows, maybe then like I could add like different hair accessories or like little details to show hints of the other vessels, but I think just default princess.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you.
Did I though?
For whatever that's worth.
Everything goes dark. And you die. I wonder if someone's gotten that tattooed on them. Everything goes dark and you die. It's just said so many times.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Go for it.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. You couldn't be more on the money.
Hi,
We're
cheated.
really doing this, aren't we? I say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
Hi, cheated. It's been a
What are you
while.
out for this time? We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Now this time, we don't take the dagger with us.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, this time we don't take the blade, because I think last time we saw the razor we did take the blade. We're gonna enter the basement without it.
Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
We'll have to use our wits as our weapon.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Scraping? She's not even trying to hide her knife. It's like she wants to get in our head.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
We're kind of stuck in our heads, sorry, narrator.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Hi,
As you descend
princess.
the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Yep, and we're gonna try and rescue her right now. This is... Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Okay, Got a number of different things we could say. Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Hehe.
Last time? What are you talking about? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember. Right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
I'm doing something even weirder than that. But that's exactly what happened, so you do remember it.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Little liar, I love you.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
Look, I know that you're mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
I love it. She's just like, little me? No, I don't have a secret weapon.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job.
No.
But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Okay, what are you going to do if I let you out?
All sorts of things, which is why I think that's a great idea. I would love to not be chained up down here. Being chained up is so boring, and I crave fresh and new activities to broaden my horizons.
Please don't let her out of here.
That's gonna be what I'm gonna try to do.
Believe it or not, I think I'm actually with him on this. Okay, but what if all of this is just a misunderstanding?
Exactly.
There has to be room for this to be a misunderstanding.
Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna save again. Okay, fine. I'm coming closer to free you. You better not try anything. This is gonna end well.
Of course I won't.
Please don't stab me.
Against your better judgment,
Hi.
you walk across the room to within arm's reach of the princess.
Let's give her a hug.
I don't like the way you said within arm's reach.
Oh, I don't like those dead eyes either.
You hear the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
Should have seen that coming.
Whose meat? Not ours, right?
Our bird meat. No.
Hers, at first. Then yours. Your neck, specifically.
Great. God, what? Why just that little is what took me the fuck out.
You collapse to the ground, your vision swimming as you attempt to focus on her bloody blade and the limp sack of flesh that was once her arm.
You're still hot as fuck.
You're going to die now.
I know. Screenshot. Sorry.
And with a quick jerk of her elbow, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yay. No way out. Okay, we haven't gotten to this before.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
I love cheated as well. They're just so done.
What? The interior of the cabin is sharp. A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun.
Oh, Contrarian's back. Yay!
Is this fun for you?
Hey, Broken.
It's not fun for me. I don't like being sliced to pieces.
It's fine. You get used to it.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
A lot.
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Maybe.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
It's okay, Broken.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window. What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not.
Too late, because we already did it, didn't we?
Fortunately for the rest of you,
Wow.
for me, and for the sake of the world, yes.
Thanks, Contrarian.
That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that.
Apparently he can.
You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it.
I'll do my
You're all
best.
so mad at each other. I'm just going to sit here quietly in the corner. You can be the ones to figure out what to do.
It's alright, I've got a colouring book and some tea for you, Broken. You just sit there like a good boy and we'll take care of this.
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
A little less of the sass narrator.
There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I approached the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
He wiped the mirror clean.
Oh.
It's fine, Broken. You got your colouring books and your tea. You'll be fine.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. It's so keen on hiding from us. Whatever it has must be real good.
That's what this game and D&D have in common. Difficulty with doors. Jen, you're not exactly wrong.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
As your body tumbles onto the basement landing,
Hi.
the form of the princess comes into view, wryly smiling at you from a distance.
Hi, Princess. Are you going to stab me again?
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny. That's a joke. I'm going to kill you now.
Yay!
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea.
That was you.
I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that.
This is fine.
I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
This is fine.
This is why we've already lost. Can't even stop bickering with ourselves. How are we supposed to beat her without a weapon? She's so sharp.
We love her.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
This is fine.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Maybe.
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
Hugs? Okay, options. We're fighting her, obviously. We're going to appeal to her authority, puff her up a bit. There's no reason we can't talk about this. Can't talk this out. I'm going to go with not letting her stab us. We can dodge, right? Oh, that's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her. She has swords for arms, and we don't. We're panicking. We're going to let her stab us, and we're going to have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. All of these ideas suck. Think up something better. Okay. Obviously I want to try the flirting one, but I'm curious to see what happens if we just take her like a champ and just let her kill us. But I want to see what happens with flirting. Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna try flirting with her.
Now that is an interesting move. Interesting? It's disgusting. No, don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her.
And that's hot, okay?
Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster?
Do you know who's playing this game?
Of course we do. I'm into it. The one making the decisions is into it. Are you not? I don't think so. I don't know.
I think I did choose this last time, but come on. Okay, we'll do this, and then I'll load another one and choose something different. I just wanted to do this again.
I could go either way, honestly.
She doesn't want us.
Baby, it's okay.
You're just saying that because you want her to be into you.
I know. I thought I was being obvious.
It's okay, Broken. It's okay, Broken. Okay, I'm not going to give her the look. I'm going to try something a little bit sweet. I know you want to kill me, but has anyone ever told you how gorgeous you are?
A rosy blush flushes in the princess's cheeks, and a wide grin cuts across her face.
You're the only person I know, so that's a first. You're sweet. I like you. You're also gorgeous.
Aww.
Oh, be damned. This is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still gonna kill you, though.
Yay!
Or not.
At least she likes us. I've never been liked before.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you and skewers you.
Yeah, we got that last time, but I just wanted to do it again. Because I love it so
What
much.
worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit. What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much.
Yay, hey, smitten.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be.
It's okay.
Dead, 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 dead.
It's okay, Broken.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
A lot.
I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died? Yes, that. Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
This is
I
fine.
haven't. It's 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
This is fine.
Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. We'll win her heart eventually.
Come on, show me something new.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna save again. Because last time she just straight up killed us. I think. Ooh, okay, I want to try, because I've read all the other options, I want to try all of these ideas suck, think up something better. It doesn't work and she kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
This is working. Think. Skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you. More noise isn't helping, it's just making it harder to focus. Just keep dodging, just keep dodging, just keep dodging. She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window.
That was you!
Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We lasted a little longer.
Yay!
Barely. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Yay.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. Fine. One last time. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried
those
that.
teeth.
I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
This is fine.
She skewers you.
Yay!
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 4, The Empty Cup. Okay.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, universe. A sick, sick joke.
Thank you for the hydrate checking, Deadlock.
If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it.
So we might get the razor again. I was trying to see if we could get a slightly different path, but we'll see. We'll see.
That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. We're tougher than steel.
Damn right we are.
Yeah, mind over matter. Who needs violence when you have love?
Hey,
Who
Smitten.
needs love when you've mastered yourself?
Who needs anything
Oh.
when we don't matter?
Oh, broken.
Well, boys, are we ready?
Yes.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros.
Hell yes.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
It's alright, narrator, we got this.
Don't care. Just want to see how this ends.
Hi.
Make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Yay.
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Okay, yeah, we are gonna get final form princess, but let's see where this goes.
you're going to say what she does. Do you want me to talk now?
Yes, please.
Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's
Yes.
skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears.
Yes.
And then it erupts. She becomes
Yes.
a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Yay! Murder!
Shit!
I love her.
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
I love her, Your Honor. Okay, whoever has put this form of the princess on their hear me out cake earns my seal of approval. They get it.
Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us.
This is all just a sick joke.
Oh.
I hate existing.
It's okay.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
This
All right,
is all just
Okay. I'll save. I empty my
What
mind.
just happened? It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing her to crash against your form, and yet there is seemingly nothing for her to crash against. Again and again she swings at you, but there never really was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
She swings again, and this time she hits something, or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds in on upon itself.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too?
This feels different. Is this new?
No, I'm the one who hurts you.
This feels different. She hurls herself at you, but as she does, her metal body bends outward, the very contact with what you are repelling her to the point of destruction. The din of shrieking metal subsides, and something small and delicate falls into your hand. It's her heart. It beats gently, calmly in your palm. Interesting. Maybe that ending was expanded upon in the pristine cut a little bit. Interesting. Not another word is spoken. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart.
Yeah, this I remember, but I felt like the ending little bit with the Razor Princess was different. So I think there was going to be like a bit of a double up because we've gone through so many of the paths with a lot of the different vessels by this point. But the Razor is just so much fun, so I'm glad we got to see her again.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Do you think about anything that's real? Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Okay, when we get to starting the next path, or the final path, I might do a quick break just to use the restroom, and then you guys can do a quick stretch, quick hydrate before we settle in to get the final vessel, which is the last one that I really, really want to get. Which is one that we haven't gotten before. But I can't see any others that I haven't already asked her. Okay, I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay, I'm just going to quickly save. Let us take a quick break, just 5 minutes or so, just to stretch my legs, use the restroom. You guys can do a quick stretch check and rehydrate yourselves, and then we will return for the final vessel and the final ending of Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut that we're going to be streaming together. So I'll see you in just a moment, my lovelies. Go hydrate, and I will be back soon. we are back, my lovelies. I hope you all got a chance to grab another drink, settle in for the last bit of this stream. So, are you guys ready to get the last vessel? So, this last route, it's one of the ones that I've been wanting to do the most. And it's arguably one of the sweeter and most romantic ones in a kind of bittersweet sort of way. So, let us go get the final vessel, shall we? Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let us go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But we do.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Not at the moment. We enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
We want to do the right thing and save her.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yeah, her voice is, the delivery is so like soft and gentle in this. It hurts my
She
heart.
offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
Turn to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Hush you.
Easier for whom?
Mm-hmm.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Unfortunately.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
So we take the blade, we free her, and then when we're possessed, we slay her.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save. Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Oh, no matter how many times I see it, it's always so
Cut
gross.
into her flesh.
Mm.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Save.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Now, for the first time in this moment of vulnerability, we slay the princess.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
Oh god.
You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She
sorry.
pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
I didn't want to, but I had
If we're
to.
lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
It can't just end like this, right?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay, I think we did it right. Yes, okay. Oh, you guys are in for a treat with this path.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
And yeah, this is a route we haven't taken before. I was saving this for the last route of this game. Wait, hasn't this already happened?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Mm-hmm.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
We proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. We take the blade and we head downstairs.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
We enter the basement. Oh, I'm so excited.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Ooh, what does she sound like?
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Oh, we're in for a treat with this one. Hello?
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough.
Yeah,
Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
we can certainly try.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
I think it's the latter, let's be
You
honest.
need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Hi.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
It's Cat Girl Princess.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
She's adorable.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Also, she does, like, because there was a video saying they perfectly described, like, this princess as being, like, the equivalent of, like, the colon 3 face, like the little kitty face.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Yes.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out?
And this time we're going to try and rescue her, damn it.
Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Well, we can. I'm not sure if she will.
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Yeah, let's chat for a bit.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Save. I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Yes, please.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Ooh. Just trying to pick my options because we've got a number of different options. Don't worry, the blade isn't for you or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow, right? I get the sense you're not happy with me. I died last time, you didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. Look, I know, things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. I'm gonna pick that one.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Okay, so what I do now, I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill, and I give her the blade.
You can't be serious.
As the grave, I'm serious.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I.
Hush you.
I, abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
Maybe, or we could build a stronger relationship? This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now.
And I think she's about to.
Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Oh, she's adorable. I love her. Save. You're beautiful. I want to actually save you, and this feels like the only way to do it.
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense you just said to her.
Oh, she's adorable. I love her.
I thought it was nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. Did we?
I meant it.
If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't lying.
I speak from the heart.
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steals her nerves. And then she buries the blade in your heart.
Yeah, worth it.
What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
It's okay.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything
It goes dark,
dark,
and you die. The thorn was the one I really wanted to get to.
You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us.
We stabbed her, to be fair.
I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it. Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
Sure.
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future.
And Smitten's back. You guys are gonna love this.
Ho, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more.
This path in particular, I've been wanting to do for ages.
Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
Absolutely.
I like journeys. Traveling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love.
Here's hoping.
She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time.
Yeah, this
We've
time.
already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try.
We will see.
Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
Exactly, Smitten.
Oh, are you now?
Indeed we are, sir.
Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
We're going to free her.
Please don't.
You can't stop all of us, you villain.
Exactly.
Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to saving her, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's see what she has to say. Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up on top.
Exactly.
Because that's worked out great so far.
It could have been better, but it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
Okay. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. You know what you have to do.
We proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. This is supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time.
We did.
She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her.
And yes, these are poppies that we're surrounded by.
Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Like, I will say, even though there's like thorns and vines everywhere, these flowers in particular with the straight stems, I think they're supposed to be poppies. I could be wrong.
If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers.
Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
I will endeavor to do my best. Okay. We approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror and behold our handsome features.
Absolutely.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing?
Whatever I want, shut up.
Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are.
Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
We enter the basement.
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to free you. I mean it.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
I proceed down the stairs.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you, if you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
Is there nothing I can say to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
She's right, there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own.
We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration, our devotion, our kindness.
Can I take the blade now?
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter?
Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her.
We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
No.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
Shut up.
I see that the lines have been drawn.
It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us.
Exactly.
That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
We cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly teaming free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess.
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her.
Thank you.
And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
Hell yes.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip.
You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning.
God damn it, opportunist.
The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
We did.
You see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
Can we?
Can we actually do that? No, you can't. Absolutely not.
Hush you.
You know as well as I do that we can.
And we wouldn't want to throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we? If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge.
Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss?
Narrator. Do it.
You lean in and you kiss her. And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now?
Come on now, this is the big moment. You can do better than that. Ugh, fine.
You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion. Are you making fun of us?
Maybe he's a little bit, but this is adorable.
And then each of you close your eyes and kiss. Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection. Please. I think he actually likes romance.
Maybe just a bit.
If history itself were not about to end, historians would document this moment for the rest of time. Musicians would write era-defining ballads, and great artists would expend entire lifetimes trying to merely capture the spark you hold right now. He's making fun of us.
It doesn't matter either way because this is good stuff.
Screenshot.
I'm aware of my skills. But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever. You open your eyes, the princess smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion, I suppose.
We rescued her, and it was perfect.
That was nice.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade.
We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Absolutely. Let's cut through the thorns.
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield.
They want to let us free.
Ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
We step into our freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day. You irredeemable murderers.
Oh. Let's just enjoy this moment before we go.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
I'm so sorry. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it. Finally. We're going places.
We approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Okay. Because this is our last time speaking with the narrator, it's our last stream of Slay the Princess, I want to ask, even if we've already asked questions before, I want to still ask the ones that I would instinctively go for. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
If you made me, then what am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Thank you so much, Lucy. You're so sweet. Or Lucy and Natsu, sorry. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Are you a god? Or were you a god?
No. In life I was painfully mortal, a witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something, so I made you, and I made her, and I made this place to hold you both.
I don't want to be a god. I want to be me.
You are you. And if you would let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will.
Okay, thanks for that, Lucy. I appreciate it. What is this place? Where are we?
A construct. It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done, and it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying.
Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all this hubris?
I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I?
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. We proceed to the cabin. One last time. And we brought the thorn to her as the last vessel. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize that which defies logic.
And yet, she is just so beautiful. This final form is just stunning.
But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
Okay, just gonna save quickly. You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this has been about.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
Boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once.
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you humbled me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
I'm gonna choose the options of appealing to our shared humanity. This has always just been about us, two people forced to hurt each other again and again and again, but we don't have to hurt each other anymore.
You cling to your notion of pain and suffering. There is beauty in ugliness, and love in conflict. Your lover tried to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go?
Oh, damsel.
But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
There can be love and conflict and beauty and ugliness between us without bringing the whole of reality into the picture.
We are the whole of reality. I kill you, you kill me. Back and forth we go. Faster, faster, faster. I kill you, you kill me.
Oh, that's so sad. Look at us. Oh.
Hollow eyes watch from the dark corners of a forgotten place, flooded by emotions left unspoken. The tide rises. I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
We're not the whole of reality. Why won't you see me the way I still see you? Why won't you see me for what I am?
I could ask you the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind here, and I know it to be you. We are each other's mirrors, and are we not divine? You are weightless and alone, suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. The very ground beneath your feet loses its meaning. There is nothing but me.
Thank you for the hydrate check. Oh my god, she's magnificent.
With my vessel's apotheosis, you chose to accept me, to allow me to burn away all doubt, and turn you into an instrument of my divine will. You accepted that I was everything, and together we found our purpose. Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
Okay, so kind of from the start, I had an idea for this last run to be bookmarked by kind of opposites, with us finding the goddess vessel first and then finding the thorn vessel last, with it being a contrast of something so much bigger and grander and like falling at her mercy and everything, to finding a vessel that was so human and so vulnerable, and then that is like the vessel, that last vessel of the princess is the one that we're like, this speaks to us on a different level that all the other vessels haven't quite touched before, because it's like that level of trust and compassion and humanity that makes us decide, yeah, we can't ascend with her, we can't do this. This doesn't have to be so big. You can come back down to my level. You can come back to me.
Why would I stoop to your level when I'm offering you ascension to mine? It's so peaceful here. Beautiful. Eternal. But ever-changing.
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Save. It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free.
There is no something else. This, what we are, is everything.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Hero! Which hero are you?
I'm all of them, I assume, in the same way that you're all of you.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. Seems like you've been doing all right on your own, but she's too many things at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get past all that divine confidence.
Because yeah, we are going to do the same ending that we did before, but for me, it's like the best ending, and I want to leave this game on a good note.
There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
I'd like that. For old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Okay, so I'm going to save here, and in an echo of the path that we took with the last vessel, I'm not going to take the blade. I just want to talk to her.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
We continue down the stairs.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with her. I'm sorry for all the times I've hurt you.
The first time we met, I literally beat you to death with my bare hands. You don't have to apologize to me. But still, I appreciate it. And I hope you can also forgive me.
You know, when she puts it like that...
I don't think I want to be a god.
Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's just another label, and I don't think labels have ever helped us. All they do is cram us into boxes where we don't fit. Just like this cabin.
It's so good to finally see you again.
Right back at you. In a way, it hasn't been much time at all, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back.
Are you the same as you are out there?
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like, she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
Which princess are you? You look like you did the first time we met. Is this the real you?
I'm the same princess that's been with you since the beginning. And I feel real. But I also feel like I'm a lot more than I was then. We've been through a lot together. I don't think there's anything more real than that.
So now that we're here at the end of everything, can you finally tell me your name?
I never had one. And do not call me the Shifting Mound. It's too much. But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, hero works for me.
Oh.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
None of this was ever really fair for either of us, was it?
No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
What do you think of her? What she wanted us to be?
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her. But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you.
I'm curious what would happen if we did bring the knife with us.
And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
Yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
But I'm going to leave that question for you guys, for when you decide to pick this game up for yourselves and explore some other paths and other endings that we didn't cover. What if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Gently reach out and take her hand. It doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all I want.
You know what? Yeah, I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
It's just a little bit past 11 PM over here in the UK. Are you going to be okay alone?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut that off. Leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel her hand tremble in yours. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this. Yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with her.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there.
Okay. I want to save it again.
Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I love you.
I love you too. But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
And that is Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut. That ending is just so good. It's so sweet and hopeful and just genuinely so fucking good. I love this game. I love this game so much, and it makes me so happy that it's gotten so much attention and they were able to put together the Pristine cut. We got to uncover some really interesting additions with the Pristine cut, some wonderful surprises, but honestly a lot of returning to this game was getting to explore the paths that we didn't before. And honestly, there's so much more in the Pristine cut that we haven't looked at, and I'm sure over time since its release people have found new routes and possibly new endings and stuff, but honestly the best thing I can recommend is picking this game up for yourselves and trying it out. It's genuinely one of the best games I've ever played. The story is so good, the humor is fantastic, it's genuinely also one of the funniest games I've ever played. Oh, but I cannot recommend this game enough. There's multiple endings, so many different paths. Even within those paths, there's different lines you can come across, different like voices that you can pick up along the way. Like, this game is absolutely incredible. I hope you find someone who loves you. Absolutely, everyone deserves to find that special person who holds your heart with the greatest of care, with the softest of touches, and treasures it in its entirety for all of your flaws and all of your virtues. It helped that a lot of the new stuff added helped add to the story instead of being weird DLC that's tacked on. Absolutely. It feels like maybe some of the routes were expanded upon, and maybe things that had slightly maybe felt a little bit short when it came to feedback from players was then expanded upon bit by bit. Honestly, this now feels like a whole, like, so much more to this game in the way that it's not only just well-rounded, but there's so many like little hidden things that you can find if you take the patience to properly look for them. But I want to wrap things up on this beautiful note, so let us head back to the main menu and we will bid farewell to Slay the Princess, the Pristine cut. It was such a delight to return to this game and get to see so many unexpected paths, uncover some of the new ones, and get to explore this with you guys. So thank you all so much for joining me for the past few nights as we return to Slay the Princess, returning to the cabin once again. We will be starting Dragon Age of the Veilguard on Friday, and I am so excited for it. Tomorrow I'm going to take all of tomorrow off for myself. But keep an eye on my socials. I might have made something special for you guys for Halloween. So be sure to check out my other socials, and be sure to join me on Friday for us starting Dragon Age the Veilguard. I cannot wait. That's going to be overtaking all of my regular schedule, so we're just going to be playing Dragon Age the Veilguard for the foreseeable future until we get to the end of the game. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. Happy Halloween and happy Samhain to everyone who celebrates. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween. Whether you celebrate it or not, do something nice for yourself. Immerse yourself in the autumnal spirit and have a lovely rest of the week. I will see you on Friday for Dragon Age the Veilguard for my fantastical Friday stream. And be sure to check out, honestly, pick up Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut. Black Tabby Games is incredible. I cannot wait to play other games that they're going to be working on. Scarlet Hollow is definitely on my to-play list. But until then, if you've been lurking in the shadows and you like what you've seen so far, then please consider following. We would love to have you back at the Blue Rose Respite. You're welcome anytime. Be sure to check out my other socials that are popping up in the chat right now, including my 2 YouTube channels, one for my ASMR tales and the other for my Twitch VODs, and my Twitter, my Insta, and my Blue Sky, my Insta, and my TikTok. I have an ongoing 24/7 broadcast over on my main YouTube channel, which is a collection of ASMR tales and creepypasta narrations, which is perfect for Halloween and setting the mood. So be sure to check that out and give it some love. Let's see who's currently live and we can go say hello. Ooh, who should we say hi to? Oh, I'm spoiled for choice. So many cool people. You know what? Let's pass on the good vibes and go say hi to Blair. I think she's playing Mouthwash, maybe? Mouthwash? I need to check out. I need to see if maybe I'll consider playing Mouthwash. Let's go say hi to Blair, pass on the good Halloween vibes. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I'll see you on Friday for Dragon Age the Veilguard. I have a happy, happy Halloween tomorrow. Sending lots of love from the Blue Rose Respite. Keep an eye on my socials for that little secret something I've been working on for tomorrow to make Halloween just a little bit extra special. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the resubs. All of it is hugely appreciated. Thank you so much. Enjoy Halloween tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. And remember, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, my lovelies.